Okay. So, hello guys. I'm right now in the PCR to record this podcast. So, the reason why I'm here, because I have to record this. And yeah, nice meeting you. I'm John Miguel Garcia, and I want to talk about the RA 10175, where we talk about the Crime Prevention Act of 2012. So let's start. Let's set up this camera. So, in today's digital world, being online is part of everyday life, but with convenience comes risk. The Crime Prevention Act of 2012, or RA 10175, is the Philippines government's main law to combat cyber-related offenses, like from hacking to identify theft and even cyber libel. So in this podcast, I'll reflect on how effective these laws are and what can be improved and how it impacts our online safety. So first, the effectiveness. So the effectiveness of the Cybercrime Prevention Act, I think the RA 10175 was a needed, much needed law. Why? Because I believe it clearly defines crimes like cyber libel, cyber sex, data interference, and more. So the NBI Cybercrime Division and the DICT Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, or CICC, are the main agencies handling enforcement. Over the years, these agencies have improved. For example, more forensic centers are being built and offices are being trained. So, however, from what I have seen and read, there are still challenges. Some victims wait weeks or even months for progress. Delays in getting court warrants and tracing suspects make it hard to act quickly, especially for scams and phishing cases. Number two is what improvements can be made. So let's see for better light. I think this is good. So improvements can be made. One major improvement is to speed up warrant issuance, especially for accessing bank and ISP records. Cybercrime is fast, so the law must move faster too. Second is we need more regional digital forensic centers so that people in Visayas and Mindanao don't have to wait for help from Manila, which of course takes a lot of time and manpower. Third is awareness campaign should go beyond the internet, where the majority of people learn about cybercrime laws from schools or social media, not government programs. We need more outreach in local communities, barangays, and schools. Third question is how these laws affect my online safety. So honestly, I feel somewhat safer knowing that there are laws protecting people online. So if I get harassed, scammed, or impersonated, I know there's a process for reporting. And at the same time, I know that not all reports lead to a fast action, especially if the case seems small or lacks strong proof. Still, having laws in place gives people a fighting chance. Of course. So, fourth question is personal observation or experience. Let me think about it first. So in this example, I've seen some fake online shops and some phishing links through SMS and impersonation accounts on Facebook, or some SMS text that we've won 100,000 and you need to log in to Facebook, and of course they want you to log in your login credentials. So yeah, some friends reported incidents to the NBI or PNP, but many of them said they never heard back because of course it depends on the level on what should they prioritize, and if it's not that serious, of course they won't even bother. So I think that's one of the some problems that have to be addressed. So, and I also read Reddit because when I was googling, I found this, and yeah, so one users on Reddit even shared how their identity was used for a scam, and they ended up being blamed. So that's very bad. So on the other hand, there are cases where strong evidence like chat logs and screenshots led to successful investigations, which means, of course, we need very strong evidence in our case against to what we're complaining for better action. Third is to suggest suggestions to improve awareness and enforcement. So, I believe is no, to help more people understand and use the law, I suggest adding the RA 10175 awareness in school curricula. So especially for senior high school and college students, where it's already applied in our school. That's why we're talking about it right now, and I'm about to submit this within 30 minutes deadline, and I hope I get to successfully upload it and submit to my professor. And yeah, another is creating an online portal where people can file reports, upload evidence, and track of status of their cases. And it means more availability and more awareness too for the people who are needing of these services. Next is launching community workshops and seminars led by the ICT, NBI, or local government, promoting cybercrime hotlines like how we have 911 or child protection numbers. And lastly, agencies like NBI and the ICT should release transparency reports to show how many cases are being solved, how long they take, and the outcomes they are. So, for the for the outro, because I think I've been staying for a little bit long here. So, the internet is a double-edged sword, where it connects us but also exposes us to risks. With stronger laws, better implementation, and public education, we can make the online world safer for everyone. This is my reflection on the Cybercrime Prevention Act and how can all we play part in protecting ourselves and other. Again, I'm John Miguel Garcia from CPE 31S1. This is CPE Laws and Professional Practice, and this is my 7th podcast, I think, about these such topics. And again, thank you for watching my podcast. See you again.